Welcome to GH Soap Opera Today, your place for the latest drama, updates, and spoilers from General Hospital. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the action. General Hospital spoilers. Will Isaiah strike back? Marries Portia and gets a restraining order against Curtis? General Hospital spoilers and updates raise the question, will Isaiah Gannon fight back? Could he marry Portia Robinson and file a restraining order against Curtis Ashford? Curtis became very violent when he observed Isaiah stroking Portia's baby belly in the Metro Court Gardens, and things only got worse from there. He yelled at Isaiah, making a disturbance and demanding that he take his hands off his child, and Portia was visibly agitated as well. Curtis had already determined that Isaiah not only drove by his and Jordan Ashford's crash without stopping, but that he had also caused it. In truth, their collision was all their fault, with Jordan taking her eyes off the road, kissing Curtis in the passenger seat, and swerving to avoid at least one car. They then crashed in a ditch along Route 91, where the car had a hole in the gas tank. If Valentine Cassadine hadn't arrived, they'd have died. Curtis baited Isaiah, and when he spoke back, he assaulted him. Curtis and Isaiah continued to debate, but not for long. Curtis baited him, and when he spoke out and stood up for himself, Curtis assaulted him, punching him in the face and knocking him onto a table. Portia had previously told Curtis off, and as she and Isaiah prepared to leave, Curtis became more pushy, prompting Isaiah to tell him to back off. Isaiah ended up on the floor, clearly injured. Someone calls the police. This will seriously jeopardize the surgery Isaiah has planned for the young child, Derek Hope. Thus, Curtis' unreasonable aggression affects more than just Isaiah. Curtis' violence was unprovoked, and Isaiah will strike back, as will Portia. Even though Portia did not want to prohibit Curtis from their child, his rage toward Isaiah has resulted in violence, so it may come to that. When Isaiah recovers from the attack, no one will be surprised if he marries Portia and files a restraining order against Curtis, assuming Portia doesn't beat him to it. It would be interesting to see how Stella Henry reacts to seeing her nephew, whom she raised like a son, acting like a thug from the street. Portia is highly unhappy after the fight and rushes to Isaiah, who may have fractured ribs or a major back injury after being slammed against a table hard enough to knock it over. And this was after Curtis knocked him off his feet with a powerful blow to the jaw. General Hospital leak. Cullum killed off in around 1 month. How might he go out? General Hospital spoilers and updates promise a behind-the-scenes leak that Ross Cullum will be killed off in about a month, perhaps between the middle and end of June. Let's chat about some of the current developments in Cullum's tale and speculate on how he would go out and who might do it. There are various Port Charlesites that may target him. Jen Sidwell would kill Cullum if he knew the truth. This week on the ABC soap, Britt Westbourne and Lucas Jones revealed to Jen Sidwell that Cullum murdered Sidwell's son. General Hospital fans witnessed the murder of Marco Rios by Cullum after Pascal accused him of stealing 2 vials of Britt's medication. Britt and Lucas' idea that Cullum discovered out they were meeting at the dock by looking at Marco's phone and then keeping it is accurate. Britt and Lucas discussed how they should let Sidwell and Cullum kill each other, which is obviously impossible logistically, and she still needed Cullum for her medications. However, they've still been talking about how to get some more doses so Marco doesn't die in vain, and a lot may happen in a month or 2. Maybe they'll have some to reverse engineer. Sonny Corinthos and Ethan Lovett want to eliminate Sidwell, but Sonny also wants to end Cullum. Brick has proof that Cullum bombed Sonny's apartment. Michael Corinthos may have perished. As it was, he had to spend months in an overseas burn treatment before returning to Port Charles. Though there have been no leaks of Sidwell's removal, it is possible that Cullum and Sidwell are removed together. However, the leak specifies Cullum's death, so we may presume Port Charles will lose one villain if the two are together, while Sidwell appears to live. Valentine Cassadine and Carly Spencer may take out Cullum. Valentine Cassadine and Carly Spencer may take out Cullum. Valentine is already enraged, knowing he was the one who drove Anna Devane insane. Cullum filed a warrant to arrest Jason Morgan before he was shot, and Jason confessed to protect Rocco Falconeri. So both Valentine and Carly have motivations to kill Cullum, especially if the imprisoned Jocelyn Jacks slips into his hands. So far, only Cassius Faison and Pascal are aware that Jocelyn is being held captive in Anna's old room. Cullum may know in another month, and he got a close look at Danny Morgan's photo when Carly was stonewalling him, yet another cause to kick him out. Spoilers. Ethan insists on Christina adopting baby Phoebe. According to General Hospital spoilers, Ethan Lovett's relationship to baby Phoebe could be paternal, and if so, he may already have a mother in mind for her, and it isn't Brooklyn Quartermain with all of her baggage. We don't know if Ethan is Phoebe's biological father, but the show has seen him giving her loving glances, implying she is more than simply a nameless bundle of pleasure for him. Is Ethan a daddy to Phoebe? There could be a surprise twist down the road, so let's go over what could be on the horizon. We know Ethan knew Phoebe's late mother, Delilah Wilson, and he appears protective of her. This week, fans saw him ask Christina Corinthos Davis if Phoebe would be okay with BLQ and her husband Harrison Chase, who want to adopt her. Ethan is plainly concerned about her well-being, and as a Q, she would lead a dramatic life. Should Brooklyn and Chase have Phoebe? For example, Brooklyn has secrets about almost colliding with Jordan Ashford and escaping the crash site, and Chase may be too close to Willow Kane. Just ask snobbish P.I. Elaine. If Ethan can prove that Phoebe is his, he can decide her fate. All he needs to do is take a paternity test. Who does Phoebe belong with? Ethan witnessed Christina holding Phoebe on May 13th, and she later lied to him, telling him she had lost her daughter. Then again, Ethan and Christina had sparks once. Perhaps they'll rejoin and raise the baby together? Spicy General Hospital spoilers suggest that Phoebe's future is unknown. However, Ethan's involvement in her suggests that he has a stake in her life. If he claims paternity, that may change everything. Do you believe Ethan demands Christina adopt Phoebe if she wants to? That would offer the wild child another chance to become a mother, whether she deserved it or not. Tell us where you want the tale to go, GH lovers. Willow's feeling confident, Valentine's new scheme, and Alexis Danny mess. Willow Kane will feel like her luck is changing as Valentine Cassadine devises a new approach and Alexis Davis deals with some Danny Morgan issues. While confined at Windermere, Jocelyn Jacks will make a disturbing discovery. Is there any evidence that Anna Devane was imprisoned there before her departure to France? Detective Joe Fitzpatrick will also receive plenty of police work as he begins his tenure on the show. Curtis Ashford just assaulted Isaiah Gannon and needs to be arrested, so Joe may show up for that. However, it appears that Joe will be involved in a break-in investigation at Windermere, thus Danny and Charlotte Cassadine may face legal consequences shortly. Emma Scorpio Drake's breakdown in tears after shattering Anna's beloved mug will compel her to confront some difficult emotions she has been suppressing. Emma will rely on Felicia Scorpio and subsequently Giovanni, Gio, Palmieri to help her cope with Anna's increasing illness. Meanwhile, Curtis will tell his side of the events to Jordan Ashford and justify his choice to deck Isaiah, but Jordan is unlikely to think that it was the proper action. Isaiah's hand and arm may be severely injured as a result of Curtis' punch landing incorrectly. Isaiah was looking forward to performing Derek's surgery, but his injuries may prevent him from participating in the most important moment of his professional career. That will just exacerbate the feud between Curtis and Isaiah. Jordan and Portia Robinson will also become embroiled in the conflict, ensuring lots of drama. She's done with Carly Spencer and will fight Valentine if he discloses a new plan. Carly may believe it is too risky and argue with Valentine as a result. Alexis will next turn to Ava Jerome for assistance in investigating Delilah Wilson's past, so Ava may consult the list of galleries in her bag to see what she can discover. Alexis may also have to confront Danny about a Windermere break-in, while Lulu Spencer struggles with Charlotte's role in it. While Ethan Lovett vows to Lulu, Nina Reeves deals with Willow's surprise. Willow will later receive some good news that will make her feel secure in handling the Jack Brennan problem, which she will share with Nina. Over with Britt Westbourne, she may be concerned about Danny appearing on Ross Cullum's radar as a possible shooter suspect. Dante Falconeri will also have another tense conversation with Nathan West, aka Cassius Faison, before Nathan may approach Lulu with a reunion request. Will Lulu decide to give Nathan another chance? If so, Will it be because Lulu still wants Nathan, or because she wants to keep track of his more dodgy behavior? Rick Lansing and Sonny Corinthos will also exchange information, so it's a relief that they'll be able to work together again after all of the recent drama. According to General Hospital spoilers, Sonny and Rick will continue to strive to create trust between themselves, so keep an eye out for any improvement. General Hospital spoilers: Isaiah's injury derails his surgical career, and Curtis is to blame. General Hospital spoilers suggest that Curtis Ashford's anger tantrum could have significant consequences. Curtis has socked Isaiah Gannon in Metro Court Gardens, and Isaiah is sure to be wounded. Isaiah could have been fine if he had been able to stand up after that punch, but he smacked into a table instead. From there, Isaiah ended up on the floor, writhing in pain, and most likely landed on his arm or wrist. That is significant because Isaiah clearly requires the use of both hands to operate. Isaiah is a surgeon, thus Curtis' reaction may have jeopardized his job. The Young and the Restless has experienced a similar storyline in recent years after Devin Winters decked Nate Hastings, who injured his hand in the fall and had to give up his medical career. GH writers may not go nearly as far with Isaiah, but he may still require some recuperation time. That's a problem because Isaiah just finished raving about the fantastic procedure he's about to undergo. Viewers will recall seeing Derek, the young boy who looked up to Kai Taylor. Isaiah evidently has a deep connection with Derek, as he arranged for him to see his favorite former college quarterback. Before Curtis let his fist do the talking, Isaiah told Portia Robinson that Derek's surgery seemed unusual and special in some way. In the May 15th episode, Isaiah mentioned that Derek has the nicest heart and that he reminded him of many of the children he met while serving in Africa. Although Derek's impending surgery is exceedingly intricate, Isaiah argued that everything he'd learned up to this point had prepared him for it. In fact, Isaiah stated that the surgery seems like the climax of his entire career. Of course, there must be a reason why Isaiah has just received a slew of comments about how unique this operation is and how important Derek is to him. Now that Curtis has attacked, he will most likely prevent Isaiah from doing this treatment. Another surgeon may fill in, but they may not be as skilled as Isaiah and will most likely lack the same amount of devotion for this patient. According to General Hospital spoilers, Isaiah intends to exact revenge, so keep an eye out for Curtis' arrest and any other startling developments. General Hospital exclusive: Dominic Zamprogna recalls the moment he realized Finkar was a star. On General Hospital, Dante is torn between his duties as Port Charles's acting police commissioner and his responsibility to his troublesome son, Rocco. Dominic Zamprogna, Dante's actor, adds that the soulful young actor who plays Rocco, Finkar, has made it simple for him to bring the dramatic family drama to life. Moment of truth: Zamprogna began acting at a young age, when he was 11 years old and earned his first professional job. Carr got the part of Rocco at the age of 15 and will make his Port Charles debut in July 2022. However, as he has grown older, he has been given deeper and more emotional material to play, and he has tremendously astonished his on-screen father with his ability to rise to the occasion. He can act his butt off, Zamprogna compliments. The actor recalls the day he discovered Carr was a powerful performer. In 2024, Dante was shot and remained in a coma. I knew how good he was on the day Dante woke up in the hospital after being shot, Zamprogna says. We hadn't worked with very much up to that point, and I was concerned about how the scene would play out because I wanted to make the reunion of Dante and Rocco a significant moment. I didn't want to just ignore that. Zamprogna was anxious about recording the scene since he really relies on my fellow actors in a scene to achieve what I'm hoping to achieve in my performance. I'm not very good if the other actor isn't fully involved. And I was pleasantly pleased because when I opened my eyes, he stepped into the hospital room, and I was like, okay, this is awesome. This youngster is in it. I was crying, and then I heard him cry. It nearly surprised me how present he was. It was very cool. I was like, wow. I'm still thinking about it 2 years later. As the storyline dynamics between Rocco and Dante intensify in the current day, it really helps to be working with such a great actor, Zamprogna explains. It's so easy to play these things with him because it feels like our connection is automatic. He's a pretty soulful man, and I believe we're putting some fantastic music out there. Zamprogna also admires Carr when the cameras aren't rolling. He is such a sweet kid, he adds warmly. He's really wonderful, a good dude. Carr, according to the actor, is just one of many great young stars on GH. All of them are awesome, he says. Giovanni Mazza, Braden Bruner, Asher Antonizin, Bluesy Burke, they're just a great little crew of young actors and really great to work with. Strange Connection, Doc's Complication, and Police Summons. Jonathan Bennett debuts. Let's start with some great news. Monday's program will feature a fresh face in Port Charles. Jonathan Bennett will make his debut as Detective Joe Fitzpatrick. It is suggested that he could make an arrest rather soon. Perhaps too swiftly, given that Dante Falconeri was compelled to establish guidelines on Tuesday. Nathan West versus Dante Falconeri. After dealing with fake Nathan, the man will be summoned. Nathan must deal with Dante, who may wish to clear things up. Dante might also inform Nathan that he handled things for Rocco Falconeri. However, by the end of the week, Nathan has made some sort of plea. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jacks makes a terrible discovery in captivity. Britt, on the other hand, has to make a major decision. She will also encounter some sort of obstacle. Laura Collins shares some troubling news about Anna Devane. The mayor informs Dante and Max Scorpio that Anna is in more trouble than they initially thought. What else to expect? Jordan Ashford questions Justine Turner about her relationship with Sonny Corinthos. Emma Scorpio Drake fears that there is something seriously wrong with her. However, Felicia Scorpio will be there to support Emma. Giovanni Gio Palmieri will also express his support for her. Valentine Cassadine devises a new plan. However, he will clash with Carly Spencer. Alexis goes to Ava for assistance. It sounds like the digital detox storyline might be revisited. I actually really liked that storyline. I also enjoy Alexis and Ava's scenes together. Ethan Lovett goes to see Tracy Quartermaine. Ethan also tries to help Lulu. Speaking of the blonde, she finally makes her move. As for Willow Tate Kane, she has some good news to share. However, this good news might be covering up all her other sins. Thanks for watching GH Soap Opera today. For more General Hospital updates and spoilers, like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell icon. See you next time.